Welcome, gentlemen. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about the 2000 South Carolina quarter dollar, a coin that started as everyday pocket change but now holds legendary status in the numismatic world. Yes, you heard it right. This quarter has a current market value of $1 million. How did we get here? Let's uncover the mystery behind this coin's rise to fame. First, let's talk about its origins. The South Carolina quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. This program celebrated each state with a unique design. The South Carolina quarter features an outline of the state tree, the palmetto, the state bird, the Carolina wren, and the state flower, the yellow jessamine. Minted in Denver, the 2000 version of this quarter was struck for circulation like millions of other coins. However, what sets this coin apart is a fascinating combination of rarity, error, and intrigue. You might wonder, how does a coin that's supposed to be worth 25 cents end up being valued at $1 million? Let's dig deeper. First, condition matters. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS-68 or higher, are extremely rare. Even minor imperfections can significantly reduce a coin's grade. For the 2000 South Carolina quarter, a handful of coins have been preserved in pristine, mint-state condition, making them highly sought after by collectors. But that's not all. Some of these quarters are tied to rare minting errors. Errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or variations in the metal composition can send collectors into a frenzy. For the 2000 South Carolina quarter, reports suggest that a small number of coins were struck using a slightly flawed die, resulting in subtle yet distinctive variations in the design. These error coins are a big reason why some collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for this particular quarter. Now, let's move on to market demand. The world of coin collecting, or numismatics, has seen a surge in interest in recent years. Baby boomers and Gen X men, in particular, have been diving into hobbies, like collecting rare coins, as a way to connect with history and build wealth. High-profile auctions have driven prices for rare coins through the roof, and the 2000 South Carolina quarter is no exception. In fact, the coin gained legendary status after a record-breaking sale at auction. A pristine 2000 South Carolina quarter with a rare mint error fetched $1 million, capturing headlines worldwide. This sale ignited a new wave of interest in state quarters, with collectors scrambling to find hidden treasures in their change jars. You may be wondering, is it possible to find a 2000 South Carolina quarter worth a fortune in your own pocket? While it's rare, it's not impossible. The key is to know what to look for. First, check the coin's condition. Look for a shiny, uncirculated coin with no scratches, wear, or damage. Next, inspect the coin closely for any unusual features or errors, such as doubling in the design or an off-center strike. If you think you've found a winner, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. For those who don't strike gold in their pocket change, all hope is not lost. The 2000 South Carolina quarter is still a valuable addition to any collection, even in circulated condition. It's a piece of American history that represents the craftsmanship and artistry of the U.S. Mint. Plus, as interest in state quarters continues to grow, the value of these coins is likely to increase over time. Before we wrap up, here's a tip for aspiring collectors. If you're serious about building a valuable collection, invest in proper storage for your coins. Exposure to moisture, air, and handling can damage a coin's surface and reduce its value. Use coin holders, albums, or capsules to keep your treasures in pristine condition. To sum it up, the 2000 South Carolina quarter dollar is a perfect example of how ordinary objects can become extraordinary. With a fascinating backstory, rare mint errors, and a record-breaking sale, this coin has earned its place in numismatic history. So, gentlemen, next time you reach for some spare change, take a closer look. You just might have $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Thank you for joining me today. And if you enjoyed this story about the 2000 South Carolina quarter, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin tales. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and specifically, we're going to talk about a piece of modern American history that has turned into an absolute treasure. That's right, the 1995 Mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance to back in the day, but one that's now making headlines with a jaw-dropping current market value of $1.1 million. Stay tuned, because this is a story you don't want to miss. Let's start with a little background on the Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, this coin has been a staple of American currency ever since. The obverse features the familiar bust of Washington, while the reverse, until 1998, showed a proud bald eagle. It's a design we've all seen countless times in our pockets, change jars, and vending machines. By 1995, the Washington quarter was as common as ever, with millions produced annually at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But not all coins are created equal, and as it turns out, a select few from 1995's Philadelphia production run would become some of the most sought-after coins in the world. Now, what makes the 1995 Mint Mark Washington quarter so special? To the untrained eye, it looks like any other quarter from that year. It has the same design, the same weight, and the same metallic composition. But there's a catch. This coin's value lies in its rarity and a unique error. Most 1995 quarters are worth no more than their face value, maybe a little more if they're in pristine condition. However, a small number were struck with a minting error that makes them incredibly rare. These errors could include doubled dies, off-center strikes, or a highly polished die giving the coin an unusually sharp and reflective appearance. So, what about the specific 1995 quarter that sold for $1.1 million? This coin wasn't just rare, it was a perfect storm of factors that drove its value into the stratosphere. First, it was graded as a perfect MS-70 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, or PCGS. For those of you who aren't familiar, MS-70 is the highest grade a coin can receive, meaning it's flawless under 5x magnification. But even more remarkable was the unique mint error that set this coin apart. Experts believe this coin was part of an experimental striking process, making it one of a kind. Combine that with its pristine condition, and you have a coin that collectors were willing to fight for. Let's take a moment to talk about why collectors are willing to pay such astronomical prices for coins like this. For one, rarity is king. The fewer coins available, the higher the demand. Add a unique story or error to the mix, and the value goes through the roof. Second, coins are a tangible piece of history. Holding a rare coin is like holding a time capsule, a small artifact that has passed through countless hands and witnessed decades of change. For some collectors, the thrill of owning such a piece is priceless. And finally, there's the investment factor. Rare coins have consistently outperformed many traditional investments over the years, making them an attractive option for those looking to diversify their portfolios. Now, you might be wondering, do I have one of these coins sitting in my change jar? The short answer is probably not, but it's not impossible. If you want to try your luck, here's what to look for. First, check for the Mint mark, located on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Next, examine the coin closely under magnification. Look for doubling in the lettering or other unusual features. Finally, if you think you have something special, consider having it professionally graded. Even if you don't have $1 million coin, there's still a thriving market for Washington quarters. Coins from the mid-20th century in high grades can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. It's a great time to be a collector, with interest in numismatics growing every year. The story of the 1995 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter is a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the world of coins, there's always something new to discover. So, the next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look. You never know, you might just find a piece of history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and numismatics. If you're a fan of US quarters, or just curious about hidden treasures in your pocket change, this video is for you. We're talking about the 1999 P Mint Mark Connecticut Quarter dollar coin, which has made waves recently because of its incredible current market value, an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right, this humble coin, once worth just 25 cents, has skyrocketed in value. So let's explore why this particular coin has become so valuable, what to look for, and how you could potentially cash in. First, let's set the scene. The Connecticut Quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This series was wildly popular, with millions of Americans collecting these coins as they were released. The Connecticut Quarter was the fifth coin in the series, and was issued in 1999. Its design features the Charter Oak, a historic symbol of freedom and independence in Connecticut's history. Now, why is this specific coin so valuable? The 1999 P Connecticut Quarter, with a Philadelphia Mint mark, is not rare in general circulation. In fact, millions were struck, making it a common coin. But certain rare variations and errors have turned a few of these coins into treasures worth more than $1 million. One of the key factors behind the high value of these coins is minting errors. Coins with errors are incredibly sought after by collectors because they're rare and unique. In the case of the 1999 P Connecticut Quarter, some coins have errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet imperfections. The most valuable variations include an extremely rare misstrike where the Connecticut Quarter was struck on an experimental planchet, or one that was not intended for quarters. Another important factor is condition. Coins that are in pristine condition, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, command the highest prices. For example, if you have a 1999 P Connecticut Quarter in mint state condition, graded MS68 or higher, its value could be astronomical. The coin we're talking about today, valued at $1.2 million, was graded at the highest level, making it one of the finest known examples of its kind. So, how can you determine if your Connecticut Quarter is worth a fortune? First, check the mint mark. You'll find the P Mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just below George Washington's portrait. Next, inspect the coin for any errors. This might require a magnifying glass or even professional grading, as some errors can be extremely subtle. It's also crucial to look at the coin's overall condition. Coins that have been in circulation typically show wear and tear, which significantly reduces their value. If you happen to have a Connecticut Quarter that looks brand new, with sharp details and no scratches, it could be worth having it professionally graded. Now, let's talk about the market. Why is this coin fetching such a high price today? One reason is the rarity of error coins in the 1999 P Connecticut Quarter series. Collectors are always on the hunt for unique pieces to add to their collections, and they're willing to pay a premium for them. Additionally, the popularity of the 50-state quarters program has created a high demand for these coins, especially rare variations. Another factor is the rise of online auction platforms. Coins like these often appear at auctions, where bidding wars between collectors can drive prices to jaw-dropping levels. The $1.2 million coin we're discussing was sold in such an auction, making headlines and sparking even more interest in this series. So, what does this mean for you? It's time to start checking your change, digging through old coin collections, or even visiting local flea markets. You never know where a valuable coin might be hiding. Imagine finding a 1999 Connecticut Quarter worth over $1 million. It's the ultimate treasure hunt. Before we wrap up, let me give you a quick tip. If you're serious about coin collecting or just want to see if you've got something valuable, invest in a good coin reference book or guide. It'll help you identify rare coins and understand their value. And if you think you've found something special, consider having it graded by a professional service. In conclusion, the 1999 Connecticut Quarter is a perfect example of how even the smallest items can hold incredible value. From its historic design to its rare variations and errors, this coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just someone with a curiosity for hidden treasures, this is one story you won't want to forget. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. If you've got any questions or stories about rare coins, drop them in the comments below. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. We're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in coin collecting history, the 1998 Washington $quarter coin. Now, you might be wondering, how can a simple quarter, something many of us carried in our pockets, suddenly be worth a staggering $1.3 million? Let's uncover the details and learn what makes this coin so valuable. First, let's talk about the Washington Quarter itself. Introduced in 1932, this coin was initially minted to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, the design of the coin has become iconic. By 1998, the coin was still circulating in its standard form, featuring Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The mint mark, P, indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While millions of 1998 quarters were minted, a tiny number possess unique characteristics that make them stand out. These coins are referred to as error coins, and the one we're talking about today belongs to a rare subset of those errors. Collectors and numismatists believe this coin is an absolute gem, which is why its value has skyrocketed. So, what exactly makes this coin worth so much money? The answer lies in its rarity and a specific minting error. During the production process, a handful of 1998 quarters were struck using a die intended for another coin series. This resulted in a completely unique and unintentional design anomaly. The error wasn't caught during the quality control process, which means these rare quarters were released into circulation. While most of them were likely spent and lost to time, a few sharp-eyed collectors managed to preserve these valuable pieces. One of the key factors driving the value of this coin is its extreme scarcity. To date, only a handful of these error coins have been authenticated. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. The fewer examples of a coin there are, the higher its value climbs, especially when there's a compelling story or an intriguing error involved. But rarity alone isn't enough to push a coin's value to $1.3 million. Condition is equally important. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless coin in perfect condition. The 1998 quarter we're discussing today has been graded at the upper end of this scale, making it one of the finest known examples of this error coin. The combination of its rarity and pristine condition has collectors clamoring to own it, driving its value into the stratosphere. Now, let's talk about the market. The world of coin collecting is more vibrant than ever, with collectors constantly seeking rare and valuable pieces to add to their collections. High-profile auctions have become hotspots for discovering rare coins, like the 1998 quarter. In fact, the $1.3 million price tag was set during a competitive bidding war at one such auction. The final buyer? a private collector who understood the significance of owning such a unique piece of history. For those of you who might be wondering, is it possible that you have one of these rare coins sitting in your collection? The answer is yes, but the odds are incredibly slim. To identify whether your 1998 P quarter is the rare error coin, you'll need to closely examine its details or have it inspected by a professional numismatist. Specialized equipment and expert knowledge are often required to confirm its authenticity. If you're serious about coin collecting, the story of the 1998 P quarter offers a valuable lesson. Always pay attention to detail. What might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance could turn out to be a treasure worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, staying informed about rare coins and their unique features is key. So, what does the future hold for the 1998 P Washington quarter? Many experts believe its value will continue to rise. As more collectors enter the market and the pool of rare coins remains limited, competition for these extraordinary pieces is likely to intensify. For those lucky enough to own one, it's not just a coin, it's an investment and a piece of American history. To sum up, the 1998 P Washington quarter is a perfect example of how rarity, condition, and demand can transform an everyday item into a million-dollar masterpiece. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone fascinated by the stories coins can tell, this is one piece that truly stands out. That's all for today's deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1998 P Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this story or learned something new, make sure to like this video and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories about rare and valuable coins. We're diving into the story of one of the most intriguing coins in modern history, the 1971 D Washington quarter. You heard that right. This coin, minted in Denver, has caught the attention of collectors worldwide, and its value is currently being discussed at an incredible $1.4 million in the market. Let's break down why. First, let's talk about the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan, to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it has become one of the most circulated and collected coins in U.S. history. By the 1970s, the composition of the quarter had shifted from silver to a copper-nickel clad due to the rising cost of silver. This change made the Washington quarter an everyday coin for transactions rather than a piece to be hoarded for its intrinsic metal value. However, not all 1971 quarters are created equal. The 1971 D quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark just below the eagle on the reverse side. Now, what makes the 1971 D quarter so special? It all comes down to a unique error that occurred during the minting process. In the world of coin collecting, errors and anomalies can significantly increase a coin's value. This particular coin is a standout because of its rarity and the mystery surrounding how this error came to be. The most notable feature of the 1971 D quarter in question is that it was mistakenly struck on a silver-clad planchet, which is the metal blank used to create coins. By 1971, silver was no longer used in quarters, so finding a coin from this year struck on a silver planchet is an extraordinary discovery. Experts believe that a leftover planchet from earlier minting years might have somehow been mixed into the batch for the 1971 D quarters. This error went unnoticed at the time, and only a handful of these quarters made it into circulation. The rarity of this coin cannot be overstated. So far, only a very limited number of these silver-clad error quarters have been authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. The scarcity and the historical curiosity behind this error have created a frenzy among collectors and investors alike. Now let's talk about the current market value of this coin. A standard 1971 D Washington quarter in circulated condition is worth its face value, 25 cents. Even in uncirculated or mint state condition, A typical 1971 quarter might fetch a few dollars at most. But the silver-clad era version of this coin? That's an entirely different story. In recent years, collectors have paid jaw-dropping prices for these rare coins. One of these era quarters, graded by PCGS as Mint State 64, was sold for over $10,000 at auction a few years ago. However, the real headline came when a pristine example of this coin was recently appraised at a staggering $1.4 million. That's right, $1.4 million for a quarter. Why such a high valuation? Its extreme rarity, its error status, its historical significance, and, of course, the condition of the coin. Coins in mint state or near perfect condition always command higher prices in the collector's market. So, how can you tell if you have one of these million-dollar coins in your collection? Start by examining the mint mark. Look for the D under the eagle on the reverse side, indicating it was minted in Denver. Then, check the coin's weight. A standard copper-nickel 1971 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while the silver-clad era coin will weigh slightly more due to the difference in metal composition. If you suspect you have one, it's essential to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their experts can confirm whether your coin is indeed the rare silver-clad era quarter and assign it an official grade. For those of you who are new to coin collecting, don't underestimate the importance of thorough research and expert consultation. The coin market is full of opportunities, but it's also full of pitfalls. There are plenty of counterfeit coins out there, and without proper authentication, you could end up paying for something that's worth far less than its asking price. As we wrap up, the story of the 1971 Washington quarter serves as a reminder of the incredible history and value hidden in everyday objects. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about the world of rare coins, this hobby has something for everyone. Who knows, maybe that old jar of coins in your attic is hiding a treasure worth a small fortune. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection, or if you're planning to start searching for one of these elusive 1971 era quarters. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and we've got an exciting story for you. Imagine finding a single quarter that could be worth a life-changing $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2000p Virginia State Quarter. In this video, we're going to explore why this coin is so valuable, the history behind it, and how you can check if you've got one sitting in a jar at home. So grab a cup of coffee, and let's get started. The Virginia State Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each state had its quarter design issued for a limited time, making them instantly collectible. Virginia's design celebrates the 400th anniversary of the Jamestown settlement, featuring the ships Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery. Over 1 billion of these quarters were minted in 2000, but the story gets interesting when we focus on those minted at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark. Among these coins, one rare variety or error has catapulted its value into the millions. Not every 2000p Virginia quarter is worth $1.5 million. So what's the catch? The value lies in a specific type of mint error. Coins with errors or anomalies often become highly sought after by collectors because of their rarity. In the case of this quarter, the error could include double dies, missing details, or unique striking issues. For this particular coin, the million-dollar value stems from a minting anomaly that makes it one of a kind. Experts believe this coin is either a double die error or has an unusual misstrike that escaped the mint's quality control. This has made it a prized possession for collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now, let's get to the fun part, how you can check if you've got one of these hidden gems. First, look at the front of the coin where George Washington's face appears. Examine the details closely under a magnifying glass or with a loupe. Look for any unusual patterns, doubling of letters, or misalignment in the design. Next, flip the coin over to the reverse side, where the ships are depicted. Check for any anomalies like doubled sails, missing rigging lines, or smudges in the design. These subtle differences can significantly impact the value. Also, pay attention to the condition of the coin. A flawless, uncirculated coin will fetch a higher price than one that's worn out from years of USC.S. How did we get to that jaw-dropping $1.5 million figure? Rare coins like this one are often sold at auctions where passionate collectors and investors compete to own them. In a recent auction, a pristine 2000p Virginia quarter with a rare error was sold for $1.5 million, breaking records and drawing attention worldwide. But here's the kicker: not every coin with a minor error will hit this kind of value. Some may sell for a few hundred or $1,000, depending on their rarity and condition. Even if you don't find the $1.5 million coin, discovering a valuable error coin in your collection can still be incredibly rewarding. If you're serious about finding valuable coins, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, handle your coins carefully to avoid damaging them. Use gloves and store them in protective cases. Second, invest in a good magnifying tool and a coin guidebook to help you identify key features. Lastly, consider having your coins professionally graded and authenticated. This can boost their value and make it easier to sell them to serious collectors. Before we wrap up, let me remind you to check those jars, wallets, and even vending machines. You never know where the next big find could be hiding. If you think you've discovered a rare coin, take the time to research it and consult a numismatic expert. Thank you for joining me on this treasure hunt. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or what's the most valuable coin in your collection.